Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast from me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, here of sight, defender of the fatherland, of its glorious, wondrous, near magical 2v2 here on Elst Outskirts. In the north, it is VonManteuffel and Elzocko fighting for the German army, Deutschland, the Großdeutschland Panzergrenadier here, with Luftwaffe Ground forces and elite troops. In the south, it is Clororaa and Zodiak fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin, and the 7th Guards Mechanized Corps. We got advanced warfare, combined arms, guard motor, armored assault, defensive tactics, and shock army versus Luftwaffe with heavy fortifications, smoke bombs, out, Fallschirmjägers, valiant assault, airborne assault, stun grenades, stormtroopers, G-43s, out battle. And Pantex Attrition in front of the Tiger Race here from Elzocko. So off to the races we are here on Elst Outskirts, and as always, a big hearty thanks to my patrons, supporters, champion and heroes, one and all. Large for all there, of course, in keeping the propaganda going there. So big thanks to all those other people who can join thanks by pledging on Patreon, support the war effort that way, or they can donate by PayPal, out Basil. Links in the description. And finally, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing also helps out the Propagandacast there by allowing the YouTube algorithm to spread the magic of propaganda a bit further. So, we got a scout cast out here for Zodiak, Clororaa with double conflict on engineers, VonManteuffel here with the full Kuhwagen start out, and guns empty for Elzocko, and Basil just savagely attacking my hand because he's a dumb cat who wants attention and to attack my hand at all the wrong times. Anyways, worth noting here, the Germans are focusing hard north. They're kind of basically ignoring the southern half of the map here for now. Basically just focusing on trying to secure the resources up north and put pressure on the Soviets that way. Meanwhile, the Soviets are just going for the broader approach here, looking for any weak spots, any mistakes in the German lines, at which point they will pour in there like water through cracks in a dam. Up north, we've got the Kuhwagen as the conscripts there, second grenadier squad level Elzocko. But while here for VonManteuffel, they're playing it fairly defensively as the Oberkommando, which is definitely always a bit tricky since you're typically playing as one of the more aggressive factions, but actually trying to play defensive can kind of backfire depending on the situation. Double grenadiers here of Elzocko, who I'll note is a player who very much specialises in going for stormtroopers with G-43s. South the Grenadiers and Engineers taking up some losses here. The Grenadiers could end up losing some Engineers here who were well dug in there. In the centre, the Pioneers as the countries here. Up north, there the Surge make good progress. The Scout Car, a big problem here for VonManteuffel. Early game lacks any immediate counters to it. Flank front is possible. What's going to happen here? Penal troops there as well for Zodiak and the Red Army. So Elzocko here basically sort of probing as well alongside Clorora's lines, but it's not quite finding any purchase here. But why continue tagging? We got two full squads just doing nothing here. Possibly again due to the presence of the scout car. He's a bit concerned being caught out in the open since the full grenadiers without a Panther fast could be rapidly routed. Check on the way there for VonManteuffel for the truck. In the centre there we got Elzocko pushing back his Pioneers. Troops reinforcing healing here. The MD-42 is so far moving steadily forward here for Elzocko and the German army. So far the Soviets just grabbing most of the map. They're going straight for the car point. Again, just this passive stand here by VonManteuffel is only aiding the Soviets. And there you go. Elzocko's MD-42 there outmaneuvered. VonManteuffel going to rush in. Troops attacking. Conscript engineers is just a massive clash here by the car point. That MD-42 will try to be positioned, but I think there's a chance it may just have to retreat entirely. Scout coming up here, catch the Kuhwagen, and we got the Sturmpanies with a Panzerstrike. Alternate option to wait for. Knocks out a stack of hay, but no Soviets were hiding in it, so it ends up being a wasted rocket. Contra there routed. We got the Pumes coming up here for Zodiak. And another engineer squad here for him. No sign of commandership for the Soviets. Germans there, of course, fix up the Kuhwagen. Elzocko there's got one command point going there. Probably going to rush straight ahead and then begin pushing out stormtroopers as soon as possible. We got the Sturmpioneer with the Scout Car versus the Penal Troops. We got the Fultons backing up here. With the Panzerstrike, we'll have to see if VonManteuffel gets a bit more active and aggressive here versus the Soviets. So far, the Germans are contained to a small corner of the map here versus their opponents, and they're losing control of the one remaining fuel point they do have. They need to fix this, I think, fairly rapidly here. Pursuing the Scout Car with a large amount of bolt action rifles, but not enough to deal with significant damage here. Grenadiers MG4 creep in the centre here, south side, seemingly being guarded here by a lone country squad there. Could be an opportunity for Elzocko to stick against something. Up north, they're pushing with the fuel point and pushing off the conscripts, but the damage has been done, and the Germans are getting little fuel here compared to the Soviets. Back at base here, we've got Clororaa, who has rushed ahead here for the tank doing command. Tank will be tank command. May rush for an anti-aircraft traffic here. Would not be surprised at all. He may go for the T-70. As for Zodiak, we'll have to go as far. We've got a rifle hit off here. No targets from inside. Scout coming up the centre straight into the Grenadiers. Quick pulling back as Unlike VonManteuffel, Elzocko's grenadiers have immediate access to Panzerfaust, which is not something you'd want to drive straight into. Northern point being seized by the German armies, VonManteuffel finally unfolds his forces in a spread out maneuver there. Battle headquarters up for VonManteuffel, no surprise there. Elzocko very, very closer to being able to call in the stormtroopers versus his Marxist opponents. In the south, there are a few troops also probing in the southern flank of Clorora's front line. Up north, there are mines here from VonManteuffel, concerned about any socialist assaults here. He is ready to slow them down with the Schützenminenfeindvierzig and follows up here with the Raketenwerfer. Elzocko is moments away from the stormtroopers. Going for 2-2 first, the lighted punchy Spearwagen, something to pressure the opponent in a more motorized fashion, plus of course can run over barbed wire, which is also quite handy. Sandbags here, so it's digging around the center. And there Elzocko can start calling in those stormtroopers, and you can cook them with the Jaeger Light Infantry upgrade for the G43s. Some players do like stormtroopers with the G43s, as the squad is overall one of the tougher to kills in game in terms of received active bonuses, but also they get 3 G43s of Panzer Gun levels, so they can in theory pack quite a punch, though I prefer them personally with MP40s, but that's just me. The southeast storms are ready there to move forwards against the socialists. May want to go for deeper flank here. Of course, he doesn't know what to expect, but wouldn't hurt anyways. Up north here once more though, Zodiak has outmaneuvered here. VonManteuffel struck at the fuel point there by basically bypassing all sentries and frontline troops here. Thumbs up there to Zodiak, who has committed in a surprising maneuver to shock army. With the T-35, heavy mortars, shock troops, armored vehicle detection, and a 152mm artillery strike. It is the less talked about cousin of Gar motor. Scout car there narrowly avoids total destruction alongside engineers in it with a minesweeper instead of throwing around there. Engineers been launching attack here against VonManteuffel flank here. Could stand to put pressure on it. And Elzocko there, of course, is just building up his forces. They're getting ready to push ahead with some stormtroopers against Clororaa. We're still yet to go for command, but the south side of the map is just really seeing no action. The Germans definitely, to me, feel a bit too inert and need to be careful they don't give the soldiers too much time to just do whatever they want. Here, Clororaa goes for the T-7 light tank. Got VonManteuffel here with Fallschirmjägers, adding in some elite infantry of his own. Elzocko they can soon call in another stormtrooper squad. And we got Clororaa here with combined arms army with anti-tank and ambush tactics, featuring Guards Rifle infantry, recon flights, howitzers, and the precision bombing strat. And got Zodiak here with a shock trooper squad. Definitely getting interesting in the southwest here. We got the stormtroopers with the concept with the G43s. They're overwhelming the front of it. Clororaa is ordering more men to counter this fascist threat in the south, but they arrive a bit too late here. Pack 40 out here for Elzocko. Engineers right here in the centre. VonManteuffel could start again applying a bit more pressure, but he seems fairly confidently just staying where he is. Then that said, a lot of his infantry has also seen quite a bit of damage and then die in need of some healing because they always just risk getting murdered once they approach. In the centre here, Grenadiers was the conscripts. In the south here, Elzocko making decent progress versus the Soviets. Then they need to be careful. More Fallschirmjägers here for VonManteuffel, really adding in that infantry, and I imagine Elzocko will go for another stormtrooper squad as soon as possible. In the south here, slight skirmishing here. The stormtroopers could be pushing further, but they actually retreat here. Interestingly, guess he wants them healed up first before doing anything else. Got the T-7 the Scout rushing. We got anti-tank robs. A full retreat here from Elzocko in the south, lacking the forces to really repulse a major Soviet counterattack. In the center there, bit of light nothingness going up in the north. Zodiak keeps up the pressure here versus VonManteuffel with now 2 fighting squads. Engineers, I think, folks, then met with rapid fire. They almost dropped dead in a matter of seconds, the entire lot, except for poor Petrov, who narrowly escapes death by the Germans. But there you go. Zodiak does it once more, launching a deep flank in. There go grenades, shock troopers here, causing heavy damage and forcing a full retreat in from VonManteuffel, who was completely blindsided by the sheer insidiousness of Zodiac's flanks. I mean, 2 thumbs of that. He's really shown himself as a great flank. I mean, on the far west, Scout getting points here. The German front lines are being thrown into complete disarray here by a series of well-done attacks. I think about the Soviets. The fighting was there, narrowly getting wiped out. That would have been a huge blow here to VonManteuffel. Humongous, even. More stormtroopers out here for Elzocko, adding more G43s. And we could see a wipe here on Clororaa as he's too caught up in everything else here, allowing him to lose track of the conscript and allowed to get just utterly annihilated by the German army. Meanwhile, back here for Zodiak, we got tech here on the way. Probably going to just push out for the mechanized armored company. Again, preparing for those T-35s. German map control, though, is once more looking pretty haggard. I definitely think needs to be some more aggression here from the Germans. In particular, VonManteuffel at times feels a bit too static here versus the Soviets, and as the Germans, you typically don't want to be static against the Soviets. You don't want to draw things out on purpose because the Soviets are typically, in my experience, quite good at punishing that. Back here, nothing further transparent there for the Germans. They may want to, of course, start taking up soonish. For VonManteuffel, there's obviously the objectives all getting the extra FT-42s for his Fallschirmjägers. As for Elzocko, pushing for some medium armor as fast as possible would, of course, benefit the German army quite a bit here. But there you go, back at base. Zodiak here with a mechanized armor company on the way there. Clororaa, it's got a bit more to go before one can take up. North here, though, a stream of German infantry under both players' commands. They certainly have quite a bit of infantry between them. We got the 6 squads here for VonManteuffel and the 4 here of Elzocko. So players there got basically 4 squads each. The Germans do have a slight squad numerical advantage, of course, in total, just in terms of pure manpower. Obviously, the Soviets and the 6-man squads have the advantage there. Thyssen rushing in against the Fallschirmjägers and the Stormtroops, Raketen moving in, plus the Panzersturmpioniere. Straight into a mine here, and there we go. That's the end here of Clorora's Thyssen light tank. Mined and rocket hit. It is left nothing but a smouldering wreckage of socialism. No take yet here for Elzocko. VonManteuffel there with the truck on the way. Sturmpioniere there, quick to salvage. Thumbs up there to VonManteuffel. Finally getting a bit more move on here with the Fallschirmjäger spearheading. Like Kedmav's can get close, but it's got so much infantry and crucially with a lot of, like, a fair amount of assault weapons though. I really feel like VonManteuffel would benefit a fair amount by, you know, getting a bit more proactive versus the Soviets. In the center, we got the armored car, the Grenadiers are clashing here versus Clorora's infantry as they push forwards once more. The Soviets definitely do not lack that offensive spirit here. Versus the Germans, G for the feast and are going up for Elzocko's Grenadiers. 3 full squad, I think, is like pushing the engagement in favor, but apparently VonManteuffel is awaiting some sort of code word like Manchurian sleeper candidate, I guess. Bratwurst. Vorwärts, Männer! Why? I don't know. Armakai could actually set off the engineer's mind if they're not careful. South here, contributing forwards there. He's got like a lot of infantry. I feel like there's a really great coach. There you go. Finally pushing forward here. Cut pressure the Soviets. We got Clororaa here with the mechanized armor company. Schwerpanzer quarter puts up in the calf point. VonManteuffel, Elzocko, I feel like could still also be pressuring more on the south. I mean, the fuel point on the south is just wide open. Like, I'm surprisingly, like, you know, trying to do what Zodiak did, which is launch a deep flank and then hit the point there. So, I feel like the Germans again. I mean, not even VonManteuffel. I think Elzocko could be a bit more active here in the south as well. But there you go. Finally, a big push here by VonManteuffel, committing most of his infantry here, though. May want to spread them a bit. This will become tempting targets here for Zodiac's heavy mortar. Folks being mauled out in the open. We got a T-34-6 here. Brandhand grenades there, not launched. In the end, the attack is broken off here as VonManteuffel there gets pretty much whipped by the heavy mortar. But also feel like failed to commit more of his infantry in, I think, in a more aggressive manner. So it's quick to strike back here. Scout shock troopers. Zodiac cancelling the T-34-6, remembering he's got an 85 he can call in instead. Attack on the way there, Elzocko, thumbs up. Armored car being hauled back for repairs. The engine basically nothing but a burned out toaster at this point. Grabbing the southern victory point here, we got 445 to 329. Back here, and nothing further transparent there for the Soviets as of yet, but again, Zodiac will likely push for the T-35 as soon as he can, as it is an incredibly efficient premium medium tank. Shock was caught here by Stormtrooper was caught by shock troopers, and the scout here forcing a retreat here on Elzocko as the Zodiac charges ahead here for the Red Army. In the center, these men are well ensconced with multiple layers of sandbags, forming a strong, in-depth defense for company heroes, that is. Grab the eastern point here, T-35 for the Zodiac as expected. Clororaa likely going to just push for the T-34-6 as he can't go for the 85. And we got here VonManteuffel with the light infantry Geschütz. I mean, he's got plenty of infantry. He doesn't need Obersoldaten, plus he's upgrading his Fallschirmjägers. Got Elzocko here with another push against the southern Soviet lines. Clororaa there, men trying to defend themselves, but they're getting grenaded. They're getting shot to bits here with G43 firepower. Stormtrooper also living ramming here. And there you go, full wipe on Elzocko's Grenadiers as Zodiac's heavy mortar snuffs out their lives in a most explosive manner. More Grenadiers of Elzocko? Honestly, I would expect more Stormtroopers rather than more Grenadiers. Like, you know, you'd figure that, like, you know, it's just a license to go for more Stormtroopers rather than going for more Grenadiers once he lost the Grenadier squad here, but clearly Elzocko knows something I don't. Up north here, VonManteuffel remains fairly again static despite, you know, again a force that feels very much aggressively composed. He continues to play it very hesitantly here. Katyushas plus field guns here for Clororaa could spell problem for Elzocko and for VonManteuffel. In the centre, we got the Surge holding up here. Dag in behind layer of sandbags and barbed wire. But we got the artillery for VonManteuffel threatening to make that a lot less comfortable. Sturmpionier Fallschirmjäger in the east and east, plus the conscripts. Panzer IV there for VonManteuffel, thumbs up. As for Elzocko, support McCall is going up. So good. We got the T-35 on the rampage, unleashed by Zodiak against the Germans. The Fallschirmjäger suffer heavy losses there, as half the number is wiped from the face of this earth. Scout Cadet keeping the search occupant on the south here. Mortal knife Elzocko, thumbs up. I think that's an excellent addition here for him. Also brings up the total number of light artillery pieces across the entire battlefield up to 3, leaving only Clororaa. Well, that's something of the lighter kind, of course. It's got the Katyusha, but I don't think you'd call that light artillery, except maybe in 2022. Heavy mortars are being repositioned. Moving up the Katyusha here. Heavy mortar being set up there for Zodiak once more. Shocked was there, caught as they advance. There you go, being met with intense firepower here by VonManteuffels men. Grenade, though, intensely blows apart several Volksmarines, leaving Zodiak shocked, was at least somewhat satisfied, but still half dead. In the west, the armored counter over the anti-tank rifles wielding guardsmen. Pioneer moving in. Storms moving into flank here. In the centre, we got the Katyusha fire there, driving off there. Elzocko's men, his assault there, aborted in the face of stiff Soviet resistance. Storms are launching a flank, the guards are being met with intense G45 firepower here, and they're being absolutely ripped apart like cheap wrapping paper on a Christmas morning. T-35 is the Panda 4 there. Field gun on the way there for Zodiac and the Red Army. We'll have to see what follows up next here. Elzocko there with a Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung. 2 thumbs up here from the Propaganda Ministry as Zodiac launches a continued effort here through the centre to drive off the Germans. Panda 4 shoots, misses up north there. VonManteuffel still has a fairly large infantry reserve that remains, again, fairly much in reserve. Leaving Elzocko to do most of the actual attacking here. North here, mortar caught here by the penal troops, the Panda 4 responds alongside the Info 2. Air recons for Clororaa looking to suss out the German positions for the most optimal counter moves. Phew. Anyways, I imagine Zodiac is going to go for the T-3045. Stug almost done there for Elzocko. As for Clororaa, probably a T-34-6. They could go for the E-35. Mortar firing down the centre. Could deploy smoke. VonManteuffel remains, again, very much patient and awaiting. Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung Deck effectsbereit hier for Elzocko. Mortar firing down the country there. Sergeant Dimitri holding together the rest of the squad there as continued mortar fire rains down on them. North here, the T-35 Dodge Force are going to be going another nice flank attack here by Zodiac, driving in scout cars and tanks infilling up here. Note, while he's using the scout car, he needs to ensure the tank doesn't get caught up on any mines in the 5th car to fire anti-infantry firepower. That's actually pretty clever there by Zodiac. And the thing is, most units can sweep from inside vehicles. Like even a German 2 from half which you can't fire from can still sweep on the move. So pretty clever there by Zodiac. 2 thumbs up there. And certainly a nice little display there of motorized tactics or mechanized tactics. There we go. And with that sort of basically just the door kicked apart here by Zodiac's tank, the infantry flows in through there. Excellent push here, though the Stug there, counterattack alongside a few mines here, does drive the wind out of Zodiac's assault here, and Clororaa is not able to assist here. Elzocko's Sturmgeschütz is on the prowl here, close to Epson's 1, but also now close to death. Can he bring the T-35 part here before it's too late? The answer to that is likely, maybe? In the centre there, infantry falls there. Clororaa there just standing about a bit here as the entire situation goes a bit sideways. Meanwhile on the south, the Elzocko is dispatching troops further southwards there. The path to the fuel point is open. Like a path to El Dorado. If it existed. Stug there knocked out here. Panther 4 taking hits. Stug about to combust here. Grenades going off in the south there. The stormtroopers successful launching assault. The conscripts caught on the wrong side of the sandbags are easy pickings for Elzocko's men. Molotov's off here, but that's going to stop the German army here. The stormtroopers have succeeded and conquered the southern field point. T-34-6 for Clororaa. Zodiac here can go for another T-35 moment. And we got artillery strikes here being unleashed here by Soviet artillery. The God of War, as Soviet artillery was known, is unleashed, though probably not the big one here. The Soviet practice of artillery was a bit unusual from Western armies, where they basically just amassed as many different kinds of artillery pieces together and like just fired off in massive volleys. Just, you know, field guns, smaller howitzers, large howitzers, they just fired them all in just one go. The Germans would actually later try and copy this with the Volksartillerie batteries, basically. Fun fact. Fun fact. Yeah, that definitely pushed back for VonManteuffel still. Fuel point remains in their hands. In fact, both fuel points are. No additional armor here from him. He's planning tier 4. Is he planning a tiger race? Possibly. As for VonManteuffel, we got a mechanized regiment. Is he planning a king tiger? Looks like both German players already at this stage might be getting a bit awfully ambitious here and planning for the biggest of big tanks. Should we have punch up the T-Fed forces? Got the forces advancing here for VonManteuffel. And we got the Katusha barrage here against Elzocko's positions. T-Fed further running back in the center. We got the Gunneers, the T-Fed 45. Can go for another one here, but perhaps Zodiak here is considering the German possibilities and is thinking, you know, he may want to be bringing in HT5s. Or he could just bring in more T-Fed 45s and try to ensure the situation he's worried about doesn't happen in the first place. Sandbags being dug in. Zodiak lining up for perhaps another extended push here on the northern field point. Clororaa there. He's got a fair amount of troops. There you go, another field gun. As for Zodiak, we got fuel caches. Interesting. Plus another engineer squad. I wonder what he's planning then with that fuel cache. I mean, I'd have to imagine he's just starting to line up, like, you know, for more tanks to arrive at a faster pace here than what it currently is. But Elzocko definitely looks like he's going for the tiger race. That's for VonManteuffel again. Instincts also telling me he's probably planning here the King Tiger. So, on the German side, preparation for a heavy armored assault there are being made. As for the Soviets, it's a bit less clear as to what they're going, because they don't have any sort of big call-in tanks they can get in, like, you know, Soviet King Tigers, anything like that. No IS-2s, no IS-1s. Obviously, the IS-1 isn't in the game anyways, but, you know, you get the idea. Grab the point C. In the south, we got the Stormtrooper ready to ambush any socialists. Note there the use of terrain. Sneaky. That said, of course, need to keep up being too passive there either. Gives the soldiers too much time to recuperate and do what they want. Also, the danger of just sitting back there and having a nice time. Still no tier 4, but again, the way he's just, you know, well, what's the word I'm looking for? The fancy word I'm looking for. Well, I can't remember. Anyways, just stockpiling loads of resources there. And then, you know, just lining up there. So that's clearly a strong indicator of a tiger race. It's 2 command points away. They just need to, like, at this point, just, you know, research, do some damaging, call it in, you know, get the heavy pants got, of course. That's from VonManteuffel. Looks like the King Tiger is not on the plan. In fact, we got the Stuttgarter Fuss here, some rocket artillery. There we go. Elzocko's going to be caught here by numerous tanks here. Without anti-tank support, they are pretty much toast here. Gunneers got wiped again. Storm's being pushed back here as Zodiak and Clororaa unleashes the full might of Stalin's armored fist right onto his nose. Pack 14 trouble as well there. No additional armor yet for Zodiak, and so enough for Clororaa. Rocket fire there, further causing grief here for Elzocko and Deutschland. Still hasn't reached us though, still hasn't set up there. I mean, at this point, he's momentarily able to call it anyway, so it's definitely a bit awkward extra there by Elzocko here. Soldiers holding up here in the south. Panther 4 push back. Fights makers though spearheading there, shredding the Pumas with the FT-42s. Northeastern points being seized by the Volksgrenadier. Almost got a wipe there. No difference in terms of overall strength right now, because Elzocko did suffer heavy losses, but also he's been floating a lot more resources towards that tiger race. I'm still surprised again he just hasn't made the preparation, so he can just, like, you know, call it in as soon as he then has the resources. Mines here from Clororaa. Very nice. We got 388 to 268. Mines here for Clororaa. Hey, our mortar at the ready of Elzocko. Back at base. For the Germans, not much happening there. For the Soviets, similarly, a bit quiet. Smoke bomb / reconnaissance here being launched by VonManteuffel. Probably get the idea to perhaps where he might want to launch an assault. So diving straight through the center here with this Stuka to drop some smoke there. Note that I think Stukas were very rarely ever used for reconnaissance. They typically would use a small aircraft known as the Fiesler Stork, which is also used to, you know, transporting generals about and such. So far, they're causing some damage here to Zodiak. moving for the center victory point. Yeah, this match is definitely grinding down a bit here. And finally got T4 there on the way for Elzocko, but again could have done this much sooner. T4 running back here. As for VonManteuffel, we do have that Stucker's ready somewhere. If I can locate it, there we go, all the way up here. I think the reason he's putting all the way up here in the corner is to ensure the Soviets doesn't like just run it down. They're gonna have to like put in more active effort to find the bloody thing and then destroy it, which gives VonManteuffel then more time to react and get it to safety if that does happen. But yeah, south side again, fairly, passive again. At this point, obviously, Elzocko is setting up for the Tiger Race. He doesn't want to be attacking. He just wants to preserve his resource, so he can just easily press that button once, a button opens up for him. Pretty much all the fighting for VonManteuffel again has been fairly consistently in lack of a bit of blitzkrieg drive there, so you can argue he kind of deserves, having to take a few punches here. Elzocko setting up for the Tiger Race, I guess. But there you go. Tech done. Heavy pants call now on the way for Elzocko. As for VonManteuffel, got a Jagdpanzer on the way. At least he's not stalling for the Königs. He got the Tiger too. Zodiak with another T-35. Clororaa with a howitzer. Calling in even more artillery here versus the Germans. And there you go. Elzocko at the 26-minute mark. Can call in the Tiger Race. Storms from the move here again. As soon as he does have that Tiger Race, he switches once more into an offensive gear as this mighty yellow steel beast rolls out to the front lines here of Eastern Europe. Mine going off here by the sound of it. Artillery fire setting off there. Panzerfaust and other shots are going for the T-35, but failing to match an impact. We got that. Katyusha still at it. Tiger Rays on the move here for Elzocko and for Deutschland. Heavy mortar losses there for Elzocko's poor mortar crew. Jagdpanzer already got the Fox with it in reserve. Clearly waiting for Zodiak to make the big move, but again, the Soviets basically have all the victory points, so they're in the less of a rush here to get, any sort of major movements going with the Germans in a sense, because, they just need the Germans to attack into them now. H5 here for Zodiak. In response here to the issue of Tiger Race, which obviously makes a lot of sense. I imagine Clororaa will probably also be considering a tank destroyer now in response to the Tiger Race. So far, Elzocko is definitely not putting the Tiger Race to much of a test here. But there you go, obliterates Dimitri. Pursuing here the counter with the support from the Stormtroopers and the Pioneers, sweeping ahead there. And there you go, H5 tanks for Clororaa and the Red Army as the Tiger Race meanwhile pummels his way here through Cloroora's very beleaguered and unfortunate squad, wiping out the entire lot. No survivors. They might even just have to, bury them in shoe boxes. Tiger Race, they engaging the counter, got filled with T-35 ready to stop here. The armoured fist of the Third Reich here as Elzocko punches away with the Tiger Race, obliterating and decimating Cloroora's infantry. Tanks are forming up here, defensive line up north though. VonManteuffel looks to be taking advantage of the chaos caused by the Tiger Race to launch an assault here. Mines are going off, causing heavy losses for his Fallschirmjägers, as Friedrich and Dieter are getting blown apart, their feet ripped apart. Aircraft shot from the skies here. T-35 there trying to flank the Tiger Race, but Elzocko responds with swift reactions here. Meanwhile, Soviets are going on full on offensive as the Tiger Race, diving ahead here with the T-35s and the T-34s from 6. They want that Tiger Race kaput. Can Elzocko get it to safety? It is isolated on its own here, and the tanks are closing in here. We got air support though here. Perhaps could angle a bit better, but still does seem to convince the Soviets maybe just a bit. They need to get the tanks up. But no, Tiger Race gets caught flank, and the Luftwaffe can't assist there. There's no anti-tank support in the base here for Elzocko either. Tiger Race is in deep Scheiße, meine Herren. And there you go, eventually to gain, but it is completely sandwiched here between the two Soviet tanks. The air support is within range either. And there you go, we do have the Jagdpanzer away. Gets a T-35, but unless it gets rid of all the T-34s, that's not going to be a great trade there for Elzocko at all. Amazing kill here for the Soviets. Trading one T-35 for a Tiger Race is really good economy. That said, VonManteuffel is still able to exploit the chaos to sort of grab points elsewhere, so I guess thumbs up there, but wow, go figure. Mines here from Clororaa, very good. Panther on the movie, armored cars, stormtroopers all lining up for the next push. We'll have to see if Elzocko tries for another Tiger Race. He's just going to go for a Panther now, just some medium armor of the less premium kind. Shock troops, the ace level, 16 kills, 5 times push back. Stuk here for Elzocko, thumbs up. Air recons here from Clororaa, looking to assess the German situation the best, so maybe we can exploit that. Plus, of course, helps Zodiak as well there. pushing forward into the stormtroopers there, who unleash their G4 defeats upon the socialist advancing infantry here. Molotovs off. Stukas first, they're firing in there, 2 kills. And did some damage to the Katyusha, but ultimately makes there we go. Rocket shotgun blast effective there as the stormtroopers wiping out one, leaving the other one perilously close to being wiped out. Yak Panther charging forwards here, shoots, misses the Katyusha. Field guns the prowl here, armored kind, Trouble Panther 4 need repairs. Schwerpanther course firing away there. We got the Howitzer unleashes all he can, and the MD42 needs to get to safety. He cancelled the Stu. Is he planning on Panther? Or is Elzocko thinking he can stall for the Tigers again here? His infantry is being absolutely ripped apart, pushing all the weight now here to VonManteuffel. But the question is, can VonManteuffel carry all of this? Because again, he has been kinda a bit inert, which is always a bit dangerous in team games when your teammates just get a bit too passive and leaving all the fighting just 1 or 2 players depending on the size of the match. So it's definitely a bit dangerous here. We'll have to see if VonManteuffel can shoulder this weight upon his shoulders. Another pack 40 of Elzocko. All signs are pointing to, yes, he's going to try and talk for another Tigers, despite the otherwise currently incredibly perilous situation the German army finds itself in this sector. He is still going to try for the Tigers. On one side, you could admire the dedication towards this large, yellow, armoured brick with an 88mm gun. On the other hand, you do have to question, does that make a lot of sense? VonManteuffel pushing 14, meanwhile the soldiers lining up for another push here. Building up more and more tank forces, very sensible here. Thumbs up to that. So as a field could still be looking to make more flanks. I'm surprised they actually have been hitting Elzocko's field point with more consistency. Well, the German field point with more consistency. It's not really Elzocko's, is it? Another Panther for VonManteuffel. He's pouring in the medium arm, but again, could be more active. Finally, Elzokkos once more probing the southern front line here. Outmaneuvering here Clororaa and Zodiak as they're focusing towards the center heavily here. Like moths to a flame, they move towards the center victory point. Yak Pantherling back here. Panther 4 halfway done. Elzocko, meanwhile, is getting close towards that Tiger Ace. He almost has the manpower, he almost has the fuel. And there you go, rocket strike this time. Having a bit more impact this time around. Killing a few Soviet infantrymen, leaving some deaf. And some concussed. Panther 4 Yak Panther from forwards here. VonManteuffel there leads Eastern armoured fist here right into the third lines, but he's being met with heavy fire there. And the Panther 4 gets knocked out. There's armor piercing rounds set off the high explosive ammunition there. Panther 4 almost down there for VonManteuffel. And Elzocko is seconds away from his second Tiger Race. So there you go. Second Tiger Race. Hopefully we don't get to a third one. That will, I think, require some serious explanation with the Army High Command after this one, then if he gets that far. You've wasted how many Tiger Aces? You don't know these guys don't grow on trees, and neither does the Tiger tanks. South, we've got the Gunners and the Guards from the Conscripts. We've got lots of T-34s for Clororaa. Entering the front line, warehouse of any tanks you can scrounge together. Meanwhile, the Gunners keep up the push here against Clororaa, but they're being bogged down here by the valiant and stubborn defensive Clorora's men. Tiger Ace rolling ahead here. Elzocko is short on infantry. He's short on most things except enemies at this point, honestly. Panther 4 with Yak Panther here, going for the issue 5. Yak Panther there's also eventually 2 here, but is heavily damaged. And his current condition will not sustain further protected combat. In the south, the Tiger Ace rolling ahead here. Guards and contra there being met with a sizable, decimating, high explosive 88mm shell there, ripping the lives out of several Soviet infantrymen. A broken body is left behind. Panther 4, Yak Panther new repairs. Got more Sturmpuni here for VonManteuffel. Possibly for Panzer 6, but possibly just for like more troops that can also repair and do other stuff. We'll have to see. Shock troops there. Grenades off Blenkerbus. It is chaos. It is nightmare. It is probably very toxic. Jürgen, I can't help but feel very. What if these things, can cause cancer? Fritz! We're on a front line. I think the last concern is getting cancer at this point. Tiger is setting out there. More grenadiers there for Elzocko. Yak Panther there being fixed up. Here we got armored vehicle detection in case of any sort of ambush things, but more crucially probably looking to find that Tiger Race and put it out of their misery. Elzocko there going for more infantry, so good. Contra there almost went out here by the Tiger Race and its mighty 88mm gun, adapted from the German Flak 88. And the south here, Clorora's fresh T-34-6 arrives here. Then he's grabbing the point here. We got 347s on 19. Mortar firing down here, not really impacting much here as the Surts line up for perhaps another push, or perhaps just waiting for the Germans to commit for their own push, at which point they will counterattack. Tiger Race there almost got the T-34-6, but it does narrowly survive this encounter with the German heavy armour. North the T-35 going about here. VonManteuffel could soon go for another Panther 4. In the centre, constantly being absolutely decimated by the Tiger Race, 10 kills. The south here, T-34-6 is exploring here Elzocko's exposed underbelly. Tiger Race shoots and wrecks a nearby bush, killing any and all squirrels within. In the west here, Storms was caught routed, cooked dives into the base and caused Elzocko quite a bit of grief actually. And I think that seems to be exactly Clorora's plan here. Driving over troops, they're crashing them beneath the treads here. And we go another Panzerfaust up, but the question is, how is Elzocko going to finish off this tank within his base? Because with Panzerfaust, it's going to take forever and will cost them a lot of manpower in the process. And I think that medic bank is going to go down first before he even finishes off the T-34-6. Looks like he is rolling in the Tiger Race back here to the base to achieve that goal. In the centre, though, we got a fairly formidable Soviet build-up, but they are a bit hesitant to use it. Meanwhile, VonManteuffel continues to operate here as the shield of the German army. We got double Panzerfaust here. In the southwest, the Tiger Race is actually drawing back, and the T-34-6 is escaping, having knocked out the medic bunker. Going for the cup on this roll there, a swift Soviet push here by Clororaa. And the north VonManteuffel once more seemingly hesitating. But Zodiak at the same time is also starting to get a lot more, shall we say, defense as well. They're static in nature. Got the heavy mortar one, by the way, that's nice. Comes their routed. Tiger Race going for the T-34-6. One more shot. And that's going to be a self-propelled barbecue. There we go. Pop goes the weasel. And there you go. We do get a push from VonManteuffel, taking out the fuel cache. T-34 going to ram it, but they're knocked out by the Jagdpanzer. Close call there, though, for VonManteuffels Panther 4. Fights mix right here's the T-35 strike out there for Zodiak. Gun artillery strike against the German positions once more, though. Which German positions? I'm not entirely sure, but somewhere artillery's been called in. Oh, it's up here by the Schwerpanzer quarters. More fights mix for VonManteuffel, plus one's lost. Elzocko there with a Panzerwehr for the Tiger Race running forwards. Then was the T-35, second one arriving here for Zodiak, and there you go, the Tiger Race punches cleanly through the armor, consequently up here with the center victory point. Slowly pushing forward, so eventually to gain on the Ace Tiger crew there. Panzerwehr is almost on Elzocko. Slowly creeping ahead with the Tiger tank. Slowly. North here, Panther going to go out the Sturmpioneer, quick to retreat, maybe a misclick here by VonManteuffel. We will probably never know. Panther for their arriving, so they could still, I feel, a bit more aggressive, particularly in the north. They definitely, I think, giving at times VonManteuffel a bit too much leeway there. But oh well. Storms are gaining better in the centre, but they are being met with fierce Soviet resistance and slowly back off. Up north, the Panther 4 keeps at it. Almost got the T-35, the Jagdpanzer 5, still eventually 2 doesn't gain much. Well, we got incendiary rockets by the Stukas, causing chaos and havoc here in the centre. Zodiac's men standing on their feet, getting very awfully hot. More rocket fire this time, though, from Elzocko's Panzerwehr. More death, more decimation of infantry. German arm there being served. Tiger Race there, pulling forward once more for Deutschland very slowly. Trying to engage the shock troopers. We do get spearhead mode here. Thumbs up. Very good there, and there's of course the one on the receiving end of it. Pumes moving forwards here for Zodiak, but there you go, going for the Tiger Race again, this time perhaps a bit too boldly as he's got nothing to support. He's calling a bombing strike, hoping he can take out the Tiger Race, but I fear this may not work out for him. And there you go, narrowly avoids the bombing strike here. A wasted 200 munitions here by Clororaa. He'll probably just blame it on corruption after the war anyways. He's pushing forward to come to murdered out. Tiger is pulling ahead here. Routing their Zodiac's men. South of the Soviets are pulling a bit back here. Lining up for perhaps a new counterattack here. We got 333 versus 54. The Germans are dying to run out victory points. They can't really afford to allow the Soviets this kind of position for much longer. 52, 50. More storms with Elzocko from VonManteuffel here. With another Panther 4. But he definitely needs to like pick up the pace a bit more here. Back here, the Soviets that could also in some ways I think start to pick up the pace more. Again, I'm surprised they're not doing much up north here. Like previously Zodiak was great at that, but now it seems like he's forgotten it exists this part. It's like to become terra incognita for him. What northern field point? That is just a fascist invention to deny the proletariat of its true means of production, which is the central victory point. What are you talking about, Sergei? Shut up! Shots moving forward here, 18 kills, ace level catching the Grenadiers here. Tiger Ace on the move here. Panther 4 in reserve maybe. Grenadiers something right up with the shock troops. There you go, got the white grenade on the pack crew. Obliterating it before then getting obliterated by the Tiger Ace. Panther 4 moving on the flank here. Yak Panther on the move as well here. Field and flank, we've got air support called in here. Things are getting very lively here between Elzocko, VonManteuffel, Clororaa and Zodiak. It is a massive engagement here now. It was a massive engagement before the Germans took too much damage because they didn't employ smoke and are backing off again from it already. Well, that became very quickly anticlimactic. Just was like building up the hype for it. Way to go, guys. Yak Panzer sitting out here from VonManteuffel. There you go, a second wave here from VonManteuffel. Air support raining down deathly on the tank destroyers. Yak Panzer destroying the Haymore to the Fallschirmjäger spear on the way here. Tiger Ace in the repairs, Panther Force as well there. Well, we got the Yak Panzer and the Fallschirmjägers. Perhaps Elzocko could commit more infantry. We've got another Stormtroop squad for him. Panther all ready to fire here. VonManteuffel keeps up the push here, and the Soviets are driving further and further back here. Whew. T-34 from 6 rolling back here. We got 313 versus 43. Constant there, hold up behind the wreckage of the Katyusha for safety. As the Falcon was granted, we got the field gun here. Oh, it's actually the howitzer bombarding here. It looks like it's the howitzer. Need to shoot those Falcons before they get annihilated. Tiger Ace almost fixed up. Panther unleashing a barrage here. And we got the western victory point exist here by Elzocko's bold grenadiers. And there you go. Panther fire here causing some dismay, some concern and discombobulation here with Zodiac's forces. But ultimately, nothing that significantly deprives them any momentum. In the west here, the grenadiers are caught by the T-35. Hastily routed. 299 or 297 versus 43. The Soviets still enjoy a significant victory point lead with the Germans. Tiger Ace there with 17 kills, but is steadily approaching the ace level here. I think a legend level, I guess, at this point, you know. Or hero level, I mean, he's already an ace, like an ace. That's like a double ace. That's got to be something else. Yak Panzer there getting actually free there, punching clean holes in the Soviet armor. Search point to the center again there. Yak Panzer lands on the grid. We got the double Panzer double Sturm Pioneers. There we go. Almost got the T-35 there. Could finish off with the Yak Panzer. And pop goes the Weasel. Do not underestimate the Panzerschreck. There we go. Another hit on the T-35 there. H-35 could hold up here. Now just firing the Shreks blindly. Tiger Ace bombarding Stormtroop 40. And there you go. Stukas of Fuzz barrage here. Tearing apart more Clororaa stuff there. The H-35 gets through unscathed. But a lot of other things do not. Niemann is pushing moving straight into the Panther 4 here. Ready in reserve for VonManteuffel to exploit any potential opening in the center. Pioneers pack here, fighting fervently for the center as Clororaa looks to keep them off the point. Pack gaining veterans 1. Tiger is good to go, but remains a bit in a Panther Force here, trying to drive in. Onset now met with fierce resistance as VonManteuffel missed his window opportunity to push in with the Panthers, I think. Still getting some damage in here now. Clororaa and Zodiak are willingly feeding their men into the two Panther 4s. Hey, fine, there you go. Falcon pushing forward to the Tiger Ace. 28 kills. That's actually gone up pretty fast since we last checked. And a 250.5 to get for Elzocko, either for reinforcement transport or possibly for flamethrower to get at this point. I don't know. Could be either of the two, honestly. Tiger's getting flanked here with the field guns. Need to deal with that fast to get out of there. Yak Panzer reaches veteran 4 here. There you go. Heavy damage to the H5. Yak Panzer Could also take out the T-35 there. Tiger Race pushing forward. There you go. T-35 down there. H-35 is about to go up and flips one. There you go. Near Ace of Jagdpanzer. It is a decimating scissor blows here by the German army as Clororaa and Zodiak are seeing most of the armoured forces burst into flames. Zodiak is just pressing that H-35 button as hard as he can as Clororaa fervently tries to force more T-34s and 6s to the front line. T-35 running up. The Tiger Race once more rolling back there near the hero level there. Jagdpanzer creeping forward once more, halfway to the ace level itself. And there you go, hero level Tiger Race. 30 kills. Falcons makes advancing shock to his consequence. T-35 wing. They need to retreat the Falcons makes it before they get wiped. We do get a blend curve off here to mess here with Zodiac's advance. Another Panzer IV here for VonManteuffel. That's for Elzocko. I don't know, Sturmpanzer maybe? Panther? I don't know. But we got the happening forward, so it looks like it is not being used as flamethrower, but actually to at least reinforce and heal his troops. Maybe to mechanizing them? Who knows? And there you go, and send it to the right, all these bunched up infantrymen and support weapons, turning the outsides here, the outskirts of the third base into an inferno. A pre-taste of hell. Anyways, preload. There you go, that was good. 33 kills on the Tiger Race. The killing continues here at an unstoppable pace here. So infantry just dying just countless dozens here by the center. It's an absolute slaughter fields. Tigers being engaged by the T-34s, the H-35s and the field guns here. Got the Jagdpanzer there near Aislinn flanking the surge in the far west. We got the Panther the Constables there. We got 263 versus 43. Panther 4 then knocked out, and we got the Elzocko's Pioneers trying to fix it up. Only see the work basically just blew up right in front of them. So they're still filling covered resources, possibly thinking more T-35s. We got another tip strike from him. Even with another T-35, I feel like we'd consider more infantry versus the Germans, honestly. Pack 40 with the H-35, Storm fleeing forward back up with the Grenadiers. Further backing off here. Another T-35 there for Zodiak. And no clear as to what Elzocko's planning is. Half track there just standing about there. Storm's all being wiped out. Yeah, he's using it for enforcement, I think. And he's lost another infantry squad. I mean, Elzocko's just taking intense losses here. Massive. And there you go, pack destroyed. Tiger's being repaired here. Still. More rocket strikes here by VonManteuffel. And again another incendiary strike here right by the howitzer. Burning up the crew as fast as possible. And another Stuke here for Elzocko. Thumbs up. Though he really would benefit from some more infantry. More casualties around the center here. Hard to keep track of who's dying at this point. It's just everyone is dying all the time. Elzocko's infantry is pretty much gone at this stage though. He really needs more troops. Tiger Race falling back. The Jagdpanzer met with fierce fire here as Clororaa and Zodiak refuse to give up one more inch of ground. As long as the comms doesn't looking anyways. Sandbags up here, fixing up the Jagdpanzer. Bunker up there. Fighting with the guardsmen, tank through them with a well-placed fire. Pack full Elzocko, Stug almost down the front as well. Got the A shock troopers making the way through the broken wasteland in the center. Once a nice road surrounded by trees, it's now nothing but churned up dirt and corpses. He's coming forwards here. Grenade off there. And there you go, Tiger Race lands another punishing kill here on Zodiac's infantry. Panther engaging here, the armors that flank in. Panzer Sturm Pioneers are holding back here for now. Seemingly just busy trying to repair the tanks all the time by now. South side is still not really seeing a lot of action. I feel like the Germans could like launch a big flank up behind the third front line here with all these tank destroyers. Like a good flank from Elzocko could, you know, really leave the Soviets in some deep bleed. But similarly, the Soviets could also try and use this to launch a flank against the German flanks through here. So I feel like both sides are getting a bit, you know, punch drunk here around the center. Like they're just so utterly obsessed by it, but now they just can't see any other paths. Got the Stukas added again. Near Aislinn on that one actually now. More fighting mixed with VonManteuffel. Infantry synergies being pulverized. Rocket strike here to clear out the house against. We've got 40 kills. Ace level on that Stukas of us. The killing continues. The carnage is unstoppable. Sturmpuni advancing. More Katyushas here for Clororaa. We got that third fighting squad ready here for VonManteuffel, more FT-42s. And looks like we might be heading slow towards an all-long match here. Good golly, Miss Molly. Stormtrooper Gunnies and conscripts in the centre, all finding out. We've got the T-Fed top line covering fire. Another massive infantry push here by VonManteuffel with this Falchimegas armour there, awaiting repairs. We can see the Arc Puncher slowly move forwards here. Cokes ahead there. Good Tiger Racer move. 39 kills. And managed soon to reach 40 above. There we go. 40 reached. Gasping in trouble. There you go. H5's getting from the front again. He really is like just launching attack from here. Instead of just diving straight for the center where like every H5 tank destroyer is just pointing its guns. 220 versus 43. Yak Panzer's almost fixed up. Another Stukas of us here for VonManteuffel. Tiger Race there. Still in dining repairs. We've got the half continuing to provide support here. Really should grab that point and again just exert more pressure on West here. And we got armored vehicle detection again from Zodiak. Of course they caught here flanking up behind the two T-Feds. We got Yak Panther taking advantage of this to get some hits. There you go, Panther passed off. Probably won't be able to finish off the T-Fed Flaps got there. Zodiac's field guns quick to turn their guns on it. There you go, T-Feds moving. There you go, straight to the Panther. Rounding attempt here. Oh, does manage to damage the engine with the Storm Punish nearby. Can quickly finish it. Still. Guess it's slowed out, but without any follow-up attack, this doesn't actually make any sense, honestly. That's just a waste of like a T-34 from 6. Quick to pop it into ambush mode there. Center being grabbed, and he fine in the far west. Got some moving here from Elzocko again. Bunker destroyed somewhere. Another rocket strike here, and wiping one of the field gun crews here. Tiger Race still in need of repairs. 42 kills. Elzocko could also do more Pioneers repair stuff faster. There you go. Panther Barrage doing basically zip as it just churns up some ground. Maybe gives us a squirrel there, slight concussion. Almost got the H5 with the Tiger Race pack combo, but falls a bit short of the full Monty. And there you go. Anti-tank grenades blasting the Tiger Race's engine once more. Feeling being destroyed here with the Yak Panther 4 here. Yak Panther's good to go to work for VonManteuffel. Finally got the Son of Victor one again. Way too slow in doing this, honestly, by Elzocko. Way too slow for my tastes. In the centre, though, troops keeping up the offensive. The meat grinder in the centre just continues. The casualties are just never ending. And there you go, Conscript Squad wiped out by the Falchimegas. Continental being annihilated there. There you go, T-Fed pushing to stop the Falchimegas. The Yak Panzer's not keeping up the pace either there. Centre there, Conscript Squad wiped out. Another loss here for Zodiak and the Red Army as Clororaa puts in what little infantry has left here into the fight as well there. Grenadiers, Tiger Race at it. We got Stukas who's fire here as well. And there you go, more casualties, more men dying. There you go, Conscript Squad wiped. He's just got a guard squad left and some engineers here. Tiger Race with 54 kills. There we go, wiped out the guard squad. Clororaa has just engineers and some armour left here. He's about to lose his H-5 to the Stug. Maybe it's just a tank, a Katyusha, and 2 engineer squads. This is insane. T-Fed moving up, they got the Yak Panzer. They could actually lose his remaining tank. He's going for another one, but he needs a lot more for other things here. Panther 4 the game H1, got T-Fed running to the Yak Panzer and the Panther 4's line of 5. We got the T-Fed flank, but there you go, right into the Panzerschrecks. And 2 T-34s are down, even the search with a total of 1 for now. And an H-5 tank destroyed. Like Zodiac's got all the infantry left, and that's not a lot either. He's got like a shock team squad and the conscripts. All the other infantry's dead. They're gone. Expired. Deceased. Bereft of life, ladies and gentlemen. In the centre, engineers, they're busy trying to grab the point as they're wondering how long their life expectancy is at this point. 144 versus 43. They're rushing the victory points as much as they can, except they're forgetting about this one here. Storms advancing. More T-35 with Zodiac. Clororaa could call in some more infantry squads. And there you go, rocket fire at least pins them for a while here. And there you go, another Stug for Elzocko. Another Sturmgeschütz. So we've got the T-50 out straight into the pack, 40 in the tag race here. Good hits here. A few more hits on that T-45 could got in flames here. Elzocko's on the move here for Deutschland. The Blitzkrieg. Almost got it here. One more shot, but there you go. H-5 Ace to the rescue here. Prevents a total collapse of what is left of the third front line, which is quite frankly about to collapse any second now. Foxman forwards here. Got the Stugers. There 49 kills for on the other one. T-50 moving up here, going for the western point with the T-34 from 6 in case anyone's hiding there. We got 132 versus 43. The third determination to keep fighting is impressive here. 5 kills on the Ace Jagdpanzer. Pretty quiet here. Moving up on the southern victory point, and we got a fresh tank out there for Clororaa and the Red Army. Though he still very badly needs infantry. Maxim here for Zodiak. There you go, Greens are running in time here. Stug coming to try and assist, though there might be hidden reserves here that could be unleashed upon the Stug. Almost got engineers here. There we go, wipes and then retreats the Grenadier. Stug remains static, tag race there as well. 112 versus 43. Stug now on the move here finally. Gets the memo, but oh, the Grenadier actually survives. And now the T-54 is in trouble there as it gets sandwiched between the tag race and the Stug. That is one sandwich you do not want to be part of. And there you go, hits a mine as well there, I guess, doing some good in death here, but still, that's another tank consigned to oblivion. Stormtroopers, Fallschirmjägers, Jagdpanzers. This could be the final big push here by the German army. There you go, got the Katyusha. It is kaput, ladies and gentlemen. Fallschirm turning to the troops here. T-54 they should farm in as well. They're charging with the T-35. Jagdpanzer rolling back. Storms from the move here. Stormpioneers, I mean. Tag race being fought. So we got 73 versus 43 here. The match continues. But the end seems to be drawing near here. Either for victory points or the total annihilation of one of the two sides. 55 kills. More Grenadiers for Elzocko. VonManteuffel is just full pop cap here. At this rate, he can just suffer some loss in calling a tag race. Panther 4, there's the T-54 from 6. Almost got it, but decides not to push it further. Zodiak with more T-55s than Clororaa, I think, has given up here. Like, he's not calling in more troops. He is broken, ladies and gentlemen. You are staring at a broken man. He has seen too many casualties. He can't bear to call in any more men. His morale is gone. Not even the threat of the Gulag can motivate him anymore. Oh wait, no man, apparently he could at least motivate him to call in the Katyusha. But yeah, I think we kind of hit the GG spot here, and there you go. Yeah, so they're going, my dude is gone. Like he's just... like his spirit is not there. The lights are on, but no one is home. 31 points left, and there you go, they surrender. A loss here for the Red Army, a near-hour-long match, an absolutely brutal melee here with like intense casualties ranging, you know, somewhere within 6, 7, almost 800. So that was absolutely brutal here. Again, I feel like for VonManteuffel, particularly the early game, could have been more active, and again, they could have been more in the south, and again, so it's later on, again, could have been more aggressive on the flanks. So they definitely think a bit more tendency towards the centre here, and there could have been more room to maneuver. But so, you know, fairly impressive, absolute slaughter here on their match, on this map. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends and family, share the word with as many as you can, and others, you know, consider donating or pledging on Patreon, support the Propagandacast and its glorious war effort. If this is Imperial Links, cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.